Hello. For those who don't know, I am in a journey of working on myself and getting rid of bad habits. So, in that journey, a piece of it is I don't know, the Lord just put on my heart like, ask, you need to ask those around you, specifically my children, how they felt, like how my addiction made them feel. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they knew I was smoking. Like I wouldn't smoke around my kids, but the weed smell would linger, it lingers and stuff like that. And I never really had that conversation because again, this had been for years I was smoking. So today I had the conversation with my daughter. She's the first one. So I did I told all my children that I like stopped smoking. And I'm sure my daughter she knows the difference because like there's no smell of weed in the house, even though I like smoked in a specific area, but neither here or there. The smell still lingered, just being real. So today, it was really, it was, it was it was an experience. I asked her about how it made her feel, and she actually shared some things with me that I never even knew. So, one of the stories she shared was like when they were actually like when her and my son, because she's a teen, they're 1 year apart in a couple months, and she shared about how her and her brother would like so when I would be in my area in my space smoking, she said that they would be scared to knock on my door because I would yell at them if they interrupted me. And I'm like, wow, that was deep because it's like, sometimes when you're in it, like I never, because I'm thinking like I'm here, like they always knew they could reach out to me if they needed. Like I was right here in the same house. I wasn't out in the streets or away from home, but that was something. And she actually broke down in tears. She's emotional, and I've been emotional too. I'm an emotional person myself. I'm trying to get better at not wearing my emotions on my sleeves. But that was really, it was a moment, and I'm like, okay, I realized why God had me to do this, because I shared in my video yesterday that it was a rough day, and I actually had a thought of like smoking, like it was like smoking some weed, like for real. I was like, you know what? But this though that helps me to know. I already know why I'm doing this, because I believe this is it's a spiritual stronghold that had me. So, I know some people just look at it like, oh, it was just weed, but there's spirits that are tied to these addictions. Like, I mentioned about alcohol. I mentioned about, different addictions, sex addiction, lust, all of that. There's spirits that are tied to those things. And even like my weed smoking, like I did this for years. Like mentally, I really thought that I needed this to cope in a sense. Even though knowing ultimately that all I need is God, but I still was relying on this substance pretty heavy. So that's why I'm doing this journey. And I'm taking it one day at a time. It's one day at a time. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. But at the same time, I realized that there was a need, and this just was this confirmation as well. So I'm actually going to have this conversation with all my children. And I got two young adult children and two teenagers. So I had that conversation with my youngest child, who's a teenager. And yeah, so now I'm gonna have it with my 16-year-old, who really doesn't want to take it. So one thing about me, I will take accountability for things that I do. um so I'm trying to I encourage that heavy. My 16-year-old sometimes doesn't take it, a lot of times doesn't take accountability. So the conversation with him it'll be interesting to see his view on it, because I know I don't know what it'll do. I ain't even going to assume, but it'll just be interesting. But yes, a part of the journey, seeing how my addiction affected others. Because sometimes when you're in it, you don't see it. You don't realize how it affects others. There's people looking at us. I didn't even know. Like maybe, and then I felt like in my spirit, I'm like, dang, who knows the many opportunities I missed of like not bonding with them. She was 13 at that time. That was like 2 years ago. And that's just one example she shared. You know what I mean? So it's like, dang, I just think about all the many times I was in that back room, in my space, in my comfortability space, right? And I might have been missing out on something that was like something, a bonding moment for my children, or something, anything, information, anything, just a time for them to share with me, and us to be closer. And I think about all the times that I might have missed out on that. And it hurt. So, but again, this is what I need to hear in this journey, because it's not all about me. And I knew it wasn't. That's a big part of why I'm doing this. It's not about me, it's bigger than me. So yeah, it was just interesting. And one day at a time, it's a journey. I'm still on this, and it helps me to be stronger today. Like I say, yesterday, I'm glad that I didn't go back to my to what I was comfortable doing. Because that's a part of this too, feeling that pain, feeling the emotion, not even the pain, feeling the emotions, right? So a lot of times I would, when I get emotional, I'd run to the blunt and smoke, to get that chill vibe. But it's like, nah, feeling everything, all life going on. I still got the same bills to pay. I still got stuff. And that's why I say, by the grace of God, I was a functional person. I still was able to pay my bills and do a lot of things, which everybody isn't able to do that. Some people, it's a lot. So I pray for anybody that's in addiction. I pray, God, that you would just continue to open up our eyes, dear Lord. Give us the strength, God, because ultimately um, you're the answer. You're what we need. And I just pray, God, that you would continue to just move in us and through us daily, dear God, and continue to work on me as well, dear Lord. And I pray, God, that you would continue to bless me and allow me to be a testimony to and for others, and to encourage one another, and encourage each other and others, even in my weakness. Because like I said, I'm not saying that like I have it all together. It's a day by day process. So I thank God, and I'm excited about the journey and where God's taking me. That's what I'm excited about, where God's taking me, because I know it's to a higher level. So stay blessed, stay encouraged. Destiny B LLC is all about assisting individuals to find their purpose. And that's being transparent as well, period. You know what I mean? So be blessed. More videos to come. Stay encouraged. Peace out.